every friend group has that one guy that's just there to be the butt of the joke. And as someone that's been both that guy and an initiator of making fun of that guy, a group leader, or just a person in the role, like a person in the group, I can't tell you why. And I think that's what we're here to discuss today. Mainly just me discussing to myself out loud, and you guys can listen to my ramblings. But I think where we need to start is... Sorry, I've been out all day. I'm very tired. Where we need to start is what makes someone the butt of the joke. And I would simply just say it's a joke that is at the expense of this person, or a joke that is centered around this person. Because at the expense, like, kind of sounds negative, right? I don't know the actual, like, connotation about it, but it does sound like it's like, oh, it's making fun of this guy, when it could also be like just joking around and being like, oh, this guy's a bit like the Hulk or something, you know? So it doesn't always have to be at the expense of someone, but they do have to be the center of the joke. Like, they have to be the reason that the joke is being made. So that's, now that we have our definition, why? What? No, well, not why. Let's say what makes someone the butt of the joke for our friend group. And a lot of the times, at least for me back when I was I think it was because I would just let people get away with what they were saying. Like, if someone called me chubby or called me fat, I'd just joke around with them or be like, oh yeah, I'm fat, I'm chubby. I remember, like, eating at the lunch table and people would hand me their snacks and hand me their food. And they would time me on how fast. I think I ate a whole bag of veggie straws, like that big, in 8 seconds flat. I just shoved them all in my mouth and ate them. And continued to eat my lunch. And a few other people's lunch, too. I was a fat kid. It's a fun story time, I guess. I think that's my fastest time. People, like... And then people, after that, people, like, kept bringing me bags of veggie straws because we're like, please, up the ante. And I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm sick of veggie straws. Like, I'm not going to be doing it anymore. Of course, no one ever gave me, like, the good stuff either. It was veggie straws. I love veggie straws. I think veggie straws are delicious. They're so good, actually. But I was hoping someone would eventually bring me, like, a Kit Kat or a Hershey's or, like, something, like, actually not good for you and gross, because I was fat. And that's what fat people tend to do, is not be healthy. That's going to come to bite my ass in a few years. Someone's going to clip that. Whatever. What am I saying with the topic of the video? Right, topic of the video. Fat guys. Not fat guys. Guys that are the butt of the joke. I was the fat guy, and I happen to be the butt of the joke. However, any guy that's ever been fat will tell you, yeah, we were pretty much always the butt of the joke. And, well, it's funny. I mean, like, it is funny. Even then, I thought it was funny. It has left a standing impression on me that I think I only just now broke through from about, like, 4 months ago, when I realized that I'm actually insanely skinny now, which was not natural. I did not lose this weight naturally. I got very sick and literally could not keep anything inside of me. Also was just not eating, so my body pulled all the nutrients out of my body. Pulled all of it that was stored. So I was still, like, a little chubby before that happened, but not even that. I just had more muscle mass. I miss my muscle mass. I miss my muscles, guys. I'm not muscly anymore. Like, here. Let me, like, that's it. I don't have muscles anymore. I might be able to. That's it. That's all I got. I used to have more. This is all I got. But back on topic. That was kind of a good demonstration. I wanted you guys to know that I am no longer fat, because people made fun of me for being fat so long that it's now part of my identity to not be fat because it got drilled into me so long that was such a negative thing. I mean, I remember having such bad body dysmorphia that if my stomach, like, look at me relaxed, right? Pull the shirt as tight as possible. Relaxed. If it was not completely flat like this, if it was like a little out, this is me pushing it out. A little out, which could have, even if I had like just eaten a 5-course meal, I would be like, I have to lose more weight. I remember sitting, nobody looks good sitting if you're shirtless. But I remember sitting shirtless, driving home from the pool one day, and seeing like a single fold, and was like, I have to lose more weight. I have to starve myself. I mean, I guess we're getting into like the effects that being the butt of the joke has on somebody. Even now, like, I think people said something about my teeth. Which, I don't have good teeth. I need braces. Won't ever get them, probably. I think people said something about my teeth once or twice, and I have not smiled for a picture in at least a year. Probably longer. Because I've hated it for longer than that. I remember making stupid faces to accentuate the teeth or completely hide them or at least distract from them by appearing so stupid in pictures that my mom would have to beg me, please stop looking stupid in pictures and just smile. And she eventually gave up. I don't think I've smiled. If I need to smile, that's what you get. That's what you get. You do not get teeth. Even the way that I talk, I make sure to kind of hide my teeth behind my lips instinctively because I was so tired of getting people talking about them. I remember, which I would like to say to anybody that's currently the butt of the joke, just remember that hate never comes from anywhere that you want to be. And looking back, the people that I was surrounded by that were making fun of me were such geeks and such losers. I mean, like, not the friends that, like, teased me. There was this one girl, let's call her Lucy. Lucy was pretty much, like, at least 180 pounds when we were 10 years old, and she would constantly make fun of me and tease me for things, especially if I ever even got, like, a single pimple. And the one time that I called her fat, I was the bad guy, apparently. I think she had been, like, following me and my friends around, and I was just like, leave me alone, fatty. Bad thing to do, right? Bad thing to do. I shouldn't have lost my temper. I should have just held it. I'm a man. I should have just taken it. It was satisfying, though, to finally get it out. And then one of my friends gasped, and then my best friend, John, I've talked about him before, he went full in. He was like, as soon as I said something that was like his green light, he only didn't get in trouble because he was friends with me and my teacher loved me. That was it. If he was not associated to me and we didn't get in trouble at the same time, it would have been over for John. John would have been at least a week of no recess. Like, it was. I got to do another story time video. I have a lot to talk about, but yeah, the one girl, and I remember she came up to me. I think it was first semester of 6th grade. That or was last semester of 5th grade, and she came up to me and I had a pimple on my nose, and she was like, you have a pimple on your nose? And I did. I counted at least like 10 pimples on her forehead right here. But she was black, so it's like their pimples don't really appear that much, not as much as white people. So I was like, you know what, you probably haven't even seen it. And it was in that moment where I was like, I just don't even care anymore. I'm not going to be here much longer. I'm not going to start up anything. However, on my last day, I said whatever I wanted to anyone. And I think I talked about this before. Maybe I'll just get into my last day of 6th grade and talk to you guys about what I said, the crazy things I did. But I think that was the first time in my life where I like had the opportunity to jump at somebody and didn't actually take it. And I think that was monumental for me, not just for like being the bigger person, but it was monumental for me to grow. for me to look at another person and choose to not make them the butt of the joke and not make them like hate themselves as much as I did, I think that healed a part of me and was like, well, if no one else ever did this for me, I'm going to do it for everybody else. And that kind of made me take a stance where I no longer could have cared even about myself or other people when it came to our appearances. So I guess the video kind of got off track. But to bring it all back together, why do people have the butt? Why does each friend group have the butt of the joke friend? And in all truth, I would tell you that every friend group, at least male friend groups, has the butt of the joke friend, because everybody is insecure about something, and when there's one person in a social setting that is always being made fun of or could always be turned on to, had anything been turned on to you in the first place, it creates a sense of comfortability for everybody else that, all right, if I get made fun of, I can just spin it on to this guy. It's like, I've literally seen videos where people are like, when I'm getting clowned on in the group, but I see that one guy laughing. And the thing is, like, that one guy almost always has no other friends. He almost, at least in my situations, like, those were my only friends. And they all just made fun of me all the time. They weren't even really my friends. And, like, I literally had nobody else to go to, so I just stuck with it because at least they were fun. At least they made my day a little shorter. And I had been going through shit. I had been going through shit at home, too. And I still chose to stick around with them. Which I've talked a little bit about this in the past of, like, you know, don't surround yourself with the wrong people. Don't surround yourself with people who don't respect you. Like, all the different things. I'm sorry, I hate this side of my hair. I hate it. It annoys me a lot. It was fine earlier, and then of course, once I turn on the camera, it's like, oh, well, that's all fine and dandy. Whatever. But really, at the end of the day, the reason that people have the butt of the friend joke, the butt of the joke friend, is to protect themselves from their own sense of fragility that comes with having real friends, which is another reason why friendships modern day are so toxic. And I think my next video might actually just be about how everything is so insanely toxic. I'll probably have a romance section and a friends section and probably even a familial section. But without further ado, let's get on to today's item that I'm going to show you guys. Again, I have no clue what I'm going to show you guys. I might have to turn this into like every 5 videos I show you guys something because I'm running out of like stuff to show you guys, but I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I forgot what these are called. Excuse the glare that's in this. It's kind of unavoidable. This is a something that goes on my wall. It's hung on my wall. I got it from my grandfather after he passed when I went to his house, because I am a boxer, if you don't know, and this is something that makes me feel closer to him, at least in that sport. It has tickets for the Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman fight, which was a $12.50 ticket, mind you. The Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier fight, which was... doesn't say the price on there, but then it also has pictures and descriptions of Legend of the Rings, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Jack Dempsey. I think this is fight records for the Thrilla in Manila fight facts. Oh yeah, just fight facts. And then the Rumble in the Jungle. Which, what are those? The text is like kind of disintegrated. I can't really read more about it. But I think this is pretty cool. which could just be because I'm a boxer and I'm biased. Wow, you guys can't even really see it because the glare is that bad. There's your guys' better look. That's Jack Dempsey, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. So it's all because I'm not in here yet, and everybody knows I'm one of the best boxers of all time. So I would be in here. I'm gonna have to hang that back up on my wall, and it's heavy. It is at least like 50 pounds, no joke. So that just goes to show my immense strength. However, my Giga Chadness. Francis, you know who you are, Francis. That's not your real name, but you know who you are. That is my friend, Francis. That's her alibi. What was I gonna say? Right, she's wants me to teach her how to box, and I'm like, I can't really teach you how to box online, but I am her unofficial dietitian now, apparently, for putting on muscle, which at least I'm doing it at the same time. I'm also on a bulk right now. I just got home from Epcot, which, if you don't know, is a Disney park in Florida, where you go around the world and just eat from a bunch of stands. I think I've had at least, like, a minimum of 3,500 calories, which was at least, I think I had like an 800 calorie cookies and cream milkshake, which I'm lactose intolerant, so I had to take a pill to do that. Speaking of lactose intolerance, I walked by a guy today that was wearing a shirt that was 3 glasses of milk with a bunch of explosions behind it that said, "Milk makes my tummy hurt." And then he did not take a pill. I was right next to him. I'm watching the whole time. I was ready to offer him one in case he did not have one. He did not take a pill, and I watched him demolish an ice cream cheesecake. So I hope you made it back to your hotel safely, or to your house if you're a local. But anyways, outro time. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.